yield to my friend from Virginia, Mr. Bob Good, for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm glad that this committee is taking the budget process seriously, and I do want to especially thank our chairman, yes, the staff as well, but I want to thank the chairman in particular for pushing this process for this past 14 months or so, for being willing to put members on record, for even demonstrating the integrity and the courage himself personally to vote against bad spending bills. Not easy to do as a chairman, because our chairman understands how important this is, and that our spending, our deficit, our debt is simply unsustainable. Today demonstrates that this committee recognizes that this is more than just a campaign talking point. Our national debt has grown to $35 trillion, significantly larger than the size of our entire economy, something that has not been reached since World War II. We're well over $100,000 per citizen in debt, just an astronomical number. What do we have to show for each of us over $100,000 in debt? And our debt is growing by some $1 trillion every now 4 or 5 months or so. It'll grow to $36 trillion by the time we have our next election. And we're in the third year of the highest sustained levels of spending in the history of the country, which has, or what might be known as Bidenflation, Bidenomics, 40-year high inflation, 20-year high interest rates, greatest deficit in the history of the country, not to mention the border crisis, 10 million illegals invading our country over the past 3 years, costing taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars, 3 years into the war on American energy, interest payments on the debt exceeding now our national defense, nearly $1 trillion. And as has already been said, if no action is taken, Social Security and Medicare will be bankrupt, insolvent within a decade. So I wish that our friends across the aisle understood that, and that they had or whether they don't understand it or they don't have the integrity to help us address it, so that we can help those who we claim that we want to help, and they don't suffer the consequence of us not addressing it. And I wish all members of this body and the one across the Capitol on both sides of the aisle would join us in preserving and protecting the programs that the seniors in our country and those approaching senior status depend upon. So I thank the chairman, I thank the staff for the work to get us here today, and I look forward to supporting this step in the right direction. And I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Good.